Grand Canyon, one of Earth's natural wonders, spans 277 miles long, reaches 18 miles wide, and attains almost a mile in depth. But there's more to this wilderness of rock than meets the eye. Our story begins almost 2 billion years ago with the formation of igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rock layers. Fast forward 70 million years ago when the plate tectonics met and uplifted the region, forming the Colorado Plateau. Around 6 million years ago is when we see the flow of the Colorado River begin to carve and shape the extraordinary canyon. To this day, the Grand Canyon is still being chiseled and eroded by the river.
My favorite part of the canyon, or maybe my little favorite factoid, is just how deep the Grand Canyon actually is. You know, it's a little over 5,000 feet from the top of the canyon down to the bottom. And as kind of a result of that, it's basically like we're at the top of a mountain looking down to the bottom. There's a huge temperature variance between where we are in the rim and the base. A good 20 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the year. Hotter at the bottom. And so, you know, it's a completely different environment. Up here, it's this kind of nice little forested environment. Down there, it's a true desert. And you get kind of the range of habitats and ecosystems along. And so you've got this huge variance of plants and animals and habitat. Grand Canyon looks pretty desolate from the rim, but it's actually the second most biologically diverse park in the entire National Park Service. We have more species of plants and animals crammed into this relatively short geographic distance than pretty much everywhere else but the Great Smoky Mountains.
This national park is more than rock and a river. It lives and breathes as the Colorado River acts as the blood life to the immense ecosystem. 447 species of birds, 91 species of mammals, 70 species of reptiles and amphibians, and over 2,000 species of plants seek refuge within the park. Grand Canyon is known for its abundant biodiversity, which is due to the 8,000-foot change of elevation from the river to the canyon wall's highest point. Animals were not the only ones to call this canyon home. For more than 10,000 years, the Grand Canyon has been home to Native American tribes such as the ancestral Puebloans, Havasupai, Hopi, Hualapai, Navajo, Paiute, White Mountain Apache, Yavapai Apache, and Zuni. Many of these tribes were nomadic, and some like the Havasupai were seasonal nomads, where they farmed in the summer and hunted and foraged during the winter. Today, the Havasupai, Hualapai, and Paiute all still live in the Grand Canyon area. The Desert View Watchtower was built in 1932 and was designed by Mary Coulter. She was inspired by the architecture of ancestral Puebloan people. This tower is viewed as Coulter's commitment to cultural preservation. The first European explorers to reach the Grand Canyon came in 1540 and were led by a member of the Hopi tribe. Around 1800, westward explorers started mapping the Grand Canyon and the Colorado River. Pioneers started settling around the Grand Canyon rim in hopes that the canyon would bring great riches through mining. However, they soon realized tourism would bring in more money. In 1893, the Grand Canyon became a forest reserve and a national monument, and eventually it officially became a national park in 1919. Approximately 40,000 people visited the park in 1919. Now, the park sees almost 6 million visitors. So what is it about the park that keeps people coming? Is it the mysterious geological processes? Is it the intense biodiversity? Perhaps it's the history of residency in a place some people can't comprehend living in. Whatever the reason, there's no denying the unfathomable beauty this park possesses. In the supreme flaming glory of sunset, the whole canyon is transfigured as if the life and light of centuries of sunshine stored up in the rocks was now being poured forth as from one glorious fountain, flooding both earth and sky.